the special House election in Florida's Western Panhandle, the first congressional district, CNN is projecting that Republican Jimmy Patronis will win the House race in Florida's first congressional district. He will defeat Democrat Gabe Valamont. Patronis is the state's former chief financial officer, holding on to the seat previously held by Republican Matt Gaetz in Ruby Red, Panhandle, Florida. The Republicans' narrow majority in the House just got a little bit wider, a little bit of breathing room. The GOP now has 220 House seats compared to 213 for House Democrats. There are 2 vacancies still that will be decided in future elections from deaths of 2 Democratic members of Congress. Dana Bash, I have to say, I was not looking at Florida 1 to be the most interesting race of the night, but we heard a lot about how weak a candidate Randy Fine, newly elected Congressman-elect Randy Fine, is from Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. There's no love lost between them, but he talked about how Fine was not the strongest candidate. Patronis is a strong candidate, he's going to win. We're projecting a win for him, but Dana, it's not a 35-point win that it should be in Ruby Red, Panhandle, Florida.
You're exactly right, and it is the whole question of the margins, Jake. That is what Democrats have been looking at all night.
All right, so we won the 2 seats in Florida, which is a great sign. That gives us 2 more seats in the House of Representatives. But come on, Republicans, we've got to vote in these off elections. I know this is only early in 2025, so it's kind of hard to get motivated to go out. But man, when we get to the 2026 midterms, if we want to hold on to the House and Senate, we have got to learn to go out and vote for those elections, even when it's not a presidential election, because these are definitely getting tighter each time it's an off-cycle election. And Scott Jennings explains this in a little more detail.
That margin gets so close if some of those Trump voters did move over to Democrats. Now you don't, you can, you usually do, but numbers are numbers.
I disagree, and here's why. It's a turnout game. And this is a condition of the Republican Party that is true. We now have a party that's made up of lower propensity voters. They tend not to vote when Donald Trump's not on the ballot. They turn out at lower rates, especially when elections are happening at odd times. And this is an issue the party's going to have to grapple with. Democrats have these higher propensity voters who turn out for everything. And I think it creates a mirage of what you just said, that maybe people are switching. I don't think they're switching. I just think the highest propensity voters are turning out. Democrats have a few more of those right now. I mean, that having been said, my advice to House Republicans right now is eat healthy, get on your treadmill, try not to die if you live in a district that's any worse than either of these two between now and next November, or at least now in this summer when we got to pass a reconciliation bill, because it's thin margins, but the Republicans, I think, are going to hold this thin margin and hopefully hold it long enough to get Donald Trump's legislative agenda.
That sounds like a diagnosis of someone who thinks you have some flipping voters.
And while I hate to agree with Scott this early in the evening, I think it's a bit of a myth. I kid. I think it's a bit of a myth that there's this significant buyer's remorse with Republicans who voted for Trump. It just, the numbers do not pan that out. By and large, Republicans are on cloud 9. Now, in 6 months, if tariffs are still in effect and the cost of everything is through the roof, then you might see some movement ahead of the midterms. But it is way too soon to expect some massive movement by Republicans going away from Trump.
All right. Well, if you're watching me right now, that means that you made it to the end of this video. So thanks for watching all the way through. I'm Eddie, and this is my Ovation guitar, hence the name of the channel, Ovation Eddie. Just a quick reminder to subscribe to this channel. It's easy to watch videos on channels and never think about subscribing. Going in 2025, I really want to renew that focus on the liberal bias in the media and exposing what's going on there. And of course, again, the looniness that's going on in the Democrat Party. And when you subscribe, you won't miss videos that you want to share with your Democrat and independent friends and family members. You know who they are. They need to see these so they can understand why you and I are so frustrated with the liberal media bias and the loony liberals and what they're up to. Until my next video, God bless you and rock on.